Is Tanjiro the best anime protagonist? And if not, who? Let's talk about it. Now, before we get into this video, Shadow Anime has been kind enough to sponsor this video and give you guys 5% off any anime merchandise you want to buy from their store. So make sure to go to their store now using the code RUSHANIME and get 5% off anything you want. Anime protagonists are important in anime. They are the key to what makes an anime likable, watchable, and deemable as one of the great animes. Now, obviously, if I were to go through every single great protagonist, I would be sitting here for probably an hour. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to go through some key ones and talk about their best factors of them that makes them a good anime. I love that the camera fell there. It makes them a good anime protagonist. Now, number one, we have Ichigo from Bleach, and this dude from his court is a badass. He rolled up to some boys. They were like, yo, what you doing? He's like, I'm calling you guys an ambulance because you about to get your ass whooped. Now, Ichigo's character design is flawless. His story is incredible. He becomes one of the most overpowered characters in the anime, and he's just a good character in general. And the anime has been continuous for so many years now with the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, so he definitely has a stance as one of the best. Another one we have is Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Now, Goku is a kind-hearted warrior. He loves to fight. We've seen him grow up from childhood to adult, which has been a big reason as to why he is such an iconic figure in the anime realm. Now, he has to be up there as one of the best protagonists because Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is one of the biggest franchises in the world, especially in Japan. And him as a character, he's just super overpowered. We've seen him grow up. Every factor about him is good enough for a main protagonist. Now, whilst we are talking about some of the greats, let's talk about Luffy from One Piece. Now, One Piece is arguably the most popular anime right now because it's gone over 1,000 episodes, and that's for a good reason. Now, Luffy carries this show. His persona, his abilities, just the progression that Oda has made with him, it makes him one of the best main characters. The dude's goofy, the dude's funny, he has a blast, and let's be real, Gear 5 is looking like it is going to be mental as he whoops Kato's ass. Finishing off the old but greats, we do have Naruto. Now, me personally, I literally have a tattoo of Naruto because I love it so much. We've seen him grow from a kid to an adult the same, although Boruto is terrible. It's getting better, but it is terrible. But we have seen Naruto grow from a child to an adult, which is a big factor on why he is one of the best main characters. He goes from being hated by his village to loved by his village, and who doesn't like a redemption story? And look, if you guys don't know who Naruto is, you're clearly living under a rock. Those last four I mentioned are like the key of the keys. The next one will be a bit more obscure, but those were like everyone knows those anime protagonists. Next, we have Guts from Berserk. Yes, Berserk, one of the most depressing manga, specifically of all time, and Guts, one of the most depressing main characters of all time. Now, we can't just have all happy, chappy main protagonists. We need to have some depressing, expressy, bad protagonists. Now, I don't say bad as in a bad character. They are great protagonists, but their just backstory is so dark. Like, Guts has dealt with everything, and I mean, blur this image, everything. But if you guys wanted to collect a manga specifically, the Berserk Manga Deluxe Editions is some of the most beautiful manga you can collect, and Guts is one of the most powerful main characters that you can see. Like, a lot of quotes that people post on their Instagram and their TikToks come from Guts. Next on the list, continuing the depressy espressi train, we have Eren Yeager. What was it? French. Eren Yeager. Yes, that is right. Eren Yeager. He started off good. Started off happy, chappy. A blast to go. And then, he just wanted to start destroying the world. And if you guys haven't seen Attack on Titan by now, then you really have been living under a rock, because that is arguably the most popular anime we've had in the last, 15 years. So go watch Attack on Titan. Go understand the trilogy of how Eren Yeager's character progresses from childhood to adult, and how dark and just dark he gets, and how ruthless he gets, which I love. Next, we have Senku from Dr. Stone. That is right, this was a personal pick of mine because I love Dr. Stone. I love how scientific his mind is. His character art is incredible. I think for a main character, his character art specifically is some of the best that we've ever seen drawn up. And just the idea of the show and the idea that he rebuilds society with science from the ground up makes him such a likable main character. And the fact that he really just doesn't care about people that much. He just wants to build scientific shit, and then I respect that. Now, next we have Gon from Hunter x Hunter. Now, Gon's an interesting one. He's a happy, chappy kid. He doesn't care much. He's free caring. He's laid back. But man, this boy can get dark. And I mean dark. Like, this guy's like, oh yeah, I've gotten what I need from you. You can go die now. Bye-bye. Or he pierces a Catwoman with his own decapitated arm because Gon is just him. So if you guys want to go watch one of the probably the most perfect animes ever, go watch Hunter x Hunter and just watch Gon's progression and watch how sort of ruthless he gets without knowing that he's ruthless, because he sort of starts off that way. And next we have Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Now this one's an interesting one because a lot of people think Midoriya is a pussy, and I kind of agree. I love him as a character, especially recently. He's getting a lot better in the anime, especially in the manga. He is really becoming a bit more badass, but just seeing his progression from weak kid with Bakugo just constantly on his tail to progressing up to one of the strongest characters in the universe of My Hero Academia is just awesome to see, and just how much he is willing to sacrifice himself for others, it makes him a great main character. And lastly, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, arguably the best animated, the best anime we've seen in the last 5 years probably. I actually hold it above Attack on Titan. Now Tanjiro is kind-hearted, self-sacrificing, and is just a beast of a boy, man. This guy can cut demons' head off like it's nothing. He is willing to push himself past the limits, learn new skills, sacrifice his sister when he needs to. And look, there is going to be a lot more seasons of Demon Slayer, and it's just going to be incredible. So you guys need to keep an eye out for these new seasons of Demon Slayer and Tanjiro, who I think is one of the best anime protagonists. Now, if I had to pick my number one anime protagonist, it wouldn't be Goku, because I have father issues and he abandons his children all the time. But it would actually be a tie between Tanjiro and probably Luffy, to be honest, and maybe even Guts from Berserk. But Luffy and Tanjiro for me are just the main characters that I attach to the most, and I just love their animes in general. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the algorithm greatly. Tell me down below what kind of animes you enjoy.